lot of fans have been asking me, in fact, just as I was walking into the Plain Dealer today, a fan down right on West 3rd Street said to me, how do you think Josh Gordon's going to do? I looked at him and go, I don't know. What do you think? I hope he's good. Well, that's kind of where we're at. When it comes to Josh Gordon, I'll go back to one major fact. He's played 10 games in the last 4 years. 10 games in the last 4 years. So often we think back to the Josh Gordon of 2013 when he was a Pro Bowl receiver, set some Browns receiving records for yardage, really was on the verge of becoming not good, but a great NFL receiver. But since 2013, now think how far back that is. He's only played the 10 games because of suspensions and other things. This year, we're very optimistic about him coming to training camp. But training camp came, and he missed most of it. And then when he was cleared to practice, they called it a minor hamstring injury, but still it's a hamstring injury. What I think is going to happen with Josh Gordon, and I'm assuming he could pass his drug test and do those things, is I think they will be able to use him in special spots in the game where you need a receiver to go downfield. They call it stretch the defense. But to think that Josh Gordon is just going to step in and be the Josh Gordon in 2013 after he's missed all that time, it's just, I think it's really unrealistic. So when I look at the Browns receiving corps, I go back to Jarvis Landry, who they traded for. In fact, that's one of the big things I'm concerned about, is getting Jarvis Landry, Tyrod Taylor on the same page. It's worked pretty well in practice, not so well in games. Rashard Higgins, who's been rising up and I think playing pretty well. Been impressed by Rashard. Another guy that I had no clue even who he was, because I never heard the name until the Browns drafted him, Damian Ratley. 6th round pick. He's 6'2". He's got some speed. He's been catching the ball in training camp. He's a guy that could really help. Now, the other kind of big question mark is Antonio Callaway. He's a guy who was suspended all last year at Florida. Didn't play a single game. Browns took him in the 4th round. Very athletic. If you remember the very first preseason game, he made this tremendous catch at the sidelines, just reaching out sideways. I mean, you could just see his body. Very few guys, even the NFL level, have the athleticism to do that. But by the way, he's had minor injuries going back to the spring practices and now the ankle, groin pull, shoulder a little bit, different things. Now, it was interesting, this comes from Browns defensive coordinator, Greg Williams, and he says he stresses to his players the 2 A's, he calls them the 2 A's, accountability, availability. Accountability is obviously doing all the right things on the field. Matt, with Callaway and Gordon, accountability has been an issue in the past. Availability, you got to be able to play. One of Williams' lines that bust me up, he said, this is the NFL. You're no longer on scholarship. In other words, hey. Or his other thing is, I don't want my guys majoring in the training room. You got to get on the field and play. And that means being available to practice and all these things. So, circling back where we began, what to expect from Josh Gordon, I have to admit, I'm not looking for a lot early in the season because I just think at best he's going to play himself into shape. And I'm hoping Jarvis Landry, Rashard Higgins, maybe somebody like Damian Ratley, throwing a lot of passes to running back Duke Johnson, tight end David Njoku, that the Browns could put together a pretty good passing attack from some of those guys.